Hi YouTube, it's Kathy and I'm here today to talk to you about my TBR for the 17th round of the Queer Lit Readathon, which is happening all of June 2026. Alright, let's get some things out of the way. Firstly, yes, I still sound like crap. I'm really sorry about that. There's nothing I can really do about it. I've been mainlining cough syrup, if you can see it in the background. No, you can't. Also, different location than the last video because now we're in Nuremberg, which is absolutely stunning. In actuality, we got a room with 2 windows in it, and it's just really nice to just look out at the city. And thirdly, you are further back than you usually are. I'm shooting this a little bit more wide than I usually do, so I can wear a tank top, but not look like I'm naked while filming this video. It did mean, however, that I put on pants just in case. You win some, you lose some. With all of that out of the way, if you don't know anything about the Queer Lit Readathon, but you really wish you did, I will link my announcement video down below. I go through all of the details that you need to know there, but today we're going to talk about what I plan to read during the month of June. Now there's always 2 ways I can do this. I can go through the bingo board and tell you on each individual square what I'm going to read, or I can tell you the list of books I'm going to read and the individual squares that each of those books ticks off, because a lot of these books are doing double duty. Although there are definitely some of these books on here where if I read something else then I wouldn't have to read that, and that could go away, but you know, whatever, it's fine. I like to have options. I've put together a list of 9 books that should check off every single prompt on the bingo board, although there is one prompt that I don't exactly have a book for yet. I just have a feeling that one of these 9 books will cover it in some way. And I've got a bonus list of 6 other books that I'll probably try to read throughout the month as well, because they also cover prompts and some of them are arcs for publication dates that are coming up. Occasionally when I do these videos, I like to do dramatic readings of the synopsis just to give you a better idea of what these books are about, because I can't really speak too much to what they're about because I haven't read them yet. However, you know what I sound like, so I don't think I'm going to do that this time. That also means that I get to go into these books my favorite way, which is not knowing too much about them. So without further ado, let's go through the bingo board and I'll tell you which book I'm reading for them, and then I'll do the other version at the end of this because it works differently for different people's brains. The first spot on the board is Ace Spec, and for this I've decided to read Must Love Cake. I'm quite certain that this is a novella. I've read at least one thing by this author before, and that was Good Morning Darling. And from that I get an idea that this is going to be kind of whimsical but also kind of dark, and that is a combination I personally really enjoy. The next prompt on the bingo board is See Yourself, and this is the prompt that I've left open because I figure one of these 9 books is going to have something with a main character that I can identify with in some way. It's statistically likely that that's going to happen, and if it doesn't happen, I can pick up something else to try to fulfill it, because we all know that I like to black out the bingo board, even when I do silly things like be away from my home library and my actual library for the first week of the challenge. Next we have the good old standby of rainbow covers, so something with an actual rainbow on it, something with most of the colors of the rainbow, something predominantly one of the colors of the rainbow, something that evokes one of the other flags. Really, it's up to you, and for this I've decided to choose a pre-order, which will hopefully be at my house or at the bookstore close to my house when I get home, and that's The Secret World of Briar Rose by Cindy Pham. I've been watching her channel since she first started, and this is a sapphic reimagining of the Sleeping Beauty myth. Next we have Choose Your Own Prompt, and for this I decided I would choose a murder mystery. And for that I'm going to read Honeymead Murder. This looks like a cozy mystery. I already have it. I've already purchased it at some point in the past and then completely forgot about it as a digital copy. So it's just time to finally get around to that. And also it's on a list of books I need to read to see if it will fit on the Queer Detectives on the Case quest that I have going on Pagebound, so, you know, trying to do double duty here. Next we have Femme Over 40, and there's actually 2 books that I've written down that could be in this place. The first one is one I've been trying to read for ages. It's actually been on a few TBRs, and I just haven't gotten it from the library on time, so hopefully I get it from the library on time this time, and that's Miss Major Speaks. The subtitle of this one is Conversations with a Black Trans Revolutionary, and I think that tells you all you need to know about this one. The other alternative for this space is Mistakes Were Made, and one of the 2 main characters of this one I'm pretty sure has to be a femme over 40, although it's really hard to tell when you're reading book descriptions, but based on the ages of the characters, I'm pretty sure she has to be in her 40s. From my understanding, this has to do with an age gap romance between this woman and her daughter's college friend. So based on that, unless she had her kid when she was really young, I'm hoping she's in at least her 40s. For retelling, The Secret World of Briar Rose is doing double duty here. For shorter than a novel, we have Must Love Cake. And for queer sports, I'm finally going to read Game Changer. I actually want to read this entire series. I am a really big fan of the show. It's peak Canadian content. But obviously I'm going to go back to the beginning of the series and read from there. For messy queers, we have a book that I've already mentioned, Mistakes Were Made. That sounds like a very messy situation. For Beyond LGBT, I decided to pick a book with intersex rep, and that's Not Quite Human. I believe this is a novella that's the beginning of a 6-novella series, I want to say, and a long time ago I bought the whole series from the author as a digital copy, and I just haven't gotten around to it yet, so it's time. This one I'm pretty sure is about monster hunting and adventures, and I'm excited for it. For folklore, we have a middle grade book called The Other Woods. This is another one I've been meaning to get around to, and it just has a folklore type of vibe. It also very much has a chosen one vibe to it, so it might not be based on specific folklore. I'm going to find out when I read it, but it definitely gives me those vibes at the very least. For Escape, Not Quite Human is doing double duty on that one, because I'm quite certain that these characters are going to try to be escaping from monsters during the course of this book. For Creepy Queers, I think there's actually a couple books on this TBR that would fit, but just to say that I've put one in there, Must Love Cake. For nonfiction, we of course have Miss Major Speaks. For alliteration, I'm going to pick up Cubs and Campfires, which again is something on my digital TBR that I bought a while ago and just haven't gotten around to, and now's the time. And for middle grade, I've already mentioned The Other Woods. So to recap, the 9 books on this TBR are Must Love Cake, which covers Ace Spec, Shorter Than a Novel, and Creepy Queers. Then we have The Secret World of Briar Rose, which covers Rainbow Cover and Retelling. We have Honeymead Murder, which covers my Choose Your Own Prompt, which is murder mystery, and it could also be used for alliteration. We have Miss Major Speaks, which covers Femme Over 40, and it covers nonfiction. We have Mistakes Were Made, which is Femme Over 40, Messy Queers, and also alliteration. We have Game Changer, which covers queer sports. We have Not Quite Human, which covers Beyond LGBT, Escape, and Shorter Than a Novel. We have The Other Woods, which covers folklore and middle grade, and we have Campfires, which covers alliteration. So obviously I don't even technically need to read that one if I read the other ones, because then that one's covered by at least a few different books, but I want to read it anyway. Just quickly, I did mention I had some bonus books that I can read once I'm done with these books, so I'll just quickly go through those. The first one is Hold Me Like a Grudge. This is an arc that I have that's out in June, and obviously this would cover queer sports. Another arc that's out in June that I have is The Monsters Were Made. This would cover Creepy Queers. Another one that I'm pretty sure will cover Creepy Queers as well as Escape is Fabulous Bodies by Chuck Tingle, and that's an arc that I need to read before July. For another July arc that would definitely cover Escaped, we have Mossed in Space. As for a book that's just been sitting on my phone for ages, we have Junkers 7, which would definitely also cover Escape. And another book that's not actually out until October, but it's another murder mystery for that spot, we have The Killing of a Chestnut Tree. So there you have it. Those are tons of books that I'm going to be reading in June for the Queer Lit Readathon. What are you going to be reading? Let me know about your TBR down below. On the way down in the comments, if you hit that subscribe button, that would be very nice of you. If you don't feel like leaving a comment but want to make sure that I know you were here, just leave me an emoji or a smiley face if you happen to be on your keyboard. Some people have asked if there's a way to financially support this channel, so I set up a Ko-fi account, which is a digital tipping service. The link for that, as always, is down below. You can like and share this as you see fit, and I will see you very soon. Bye!